Good morning. It is beautiful out here. Fall is definitely on the way. Got my sweatshirt on and I am a happy girl. I know we haven't given you a ton of deck updates in recent weeks, and that's because we're still working on it. We will be coming to you with a video that includes final numbers, what products we used, what we loved, what we didn't, and some really fun before and after pictures. But until then, we wanted to give you an update on some of our furnishings. That's one way to do it, buddy. My mother, who even sees the deck in real life, has been begging for an update because there were a few teasers here and there in some of our recent videos. If you looked closely, you may have seen some furniture out here. And she said, I was really hoping that you were going to show us the furniture that you decided on. Even though the deck isn't done, we wanted to show you where we're at. But before we show you where we're at today, we actually need to take you back in time so that you can see over the past several weeks what the process has been like as far as decision making, what we maybe hoped that we could find, what we actually purchased, how it was put together, and what our deck is looking like right now. So we have been joking since we have the new deck up. If you see our little folding chair over here, that is the only furniture that we're going to be able to afford for the next 10 years, because even when you DIY a deck, it's still costly, especially with one that's our size. It's super sunny right now, not a great time for filming, but come along anyway. Don't mind my squinting. This is what we're thinking as far as furniture goes. And originally we were gonna wait until next year because we don't really want to spend extra money right now. But I'm like, you know what? We put all this work in. I feel like we should just do it, enjoy the deck, and not wait. I don't want to wait to enjoy something that we worked so hard on. When you walk up on our deck from the driveway, I want this space right here to be seating. Jonathan found a really cool modern sectional, so we are putting tape on the ground that you can probably see there to kind of mark off where that would be and if we have enough space for it. L couch would go right here. The space that Arlo is so nicely modeling for us back here a little bit further toward the sectional, we are thinking solo stove type of fire pit. And then we're thinking a modern Adirondack chair here, another one here, so that we don't block the window and we kind of frame that with seating. Maybe a low profile coffee table of sorts here. And then back here in the corner along the railing, we are thinking a round counter height table with 4 chairs and an umbrella so that our family can dine out here. So that's what we're thinking. Don't know if we'll be able to make all of that fit into our budget right now, but I hope we can. But I just wanted to give an update because I know that we walked you through some thoughts that we had as far as furniture for the deck. We toyed with a couple of things. The initial options that we were looking at were really pricey. The couch in and of itself was almost $2,000, but we were like, I just don't know if we need to spend that much, especially when our location has tons of sun exposure. It's super windy here. We don't know how well things are gonna hold up. So then our next option, we actually thought of building furniture. We looked at some similar low profile, modern sectionals that we are pretty sure we could tackle ourselves. But after all of the work that we did on the deck, we just don't know that we're up for another project, especially because summer is slowly winding down here. So let me show you what we did land on. Clearance items. The cool thing is that this dude over here assembled all of these. Jonathan has been pretty busy getting caught up with things at work. They have a lot of big projects going on right now. And so instead of waiting for Jonathan's assistance and relying on him, Clark took it upon himself to get it done. He asked if he could assemble these yesterday. I gave him the thumbs up as long as I was here for supervision if he had any questions, but I did not help him at all. But I want to show you what he is currently working on, because our sectional couch that was on clearance at Lowe's just showed up. Since we are nearing the end of the season, they were having some closeout sales. This sectional was originally almost $1,000 and we got it for about $300. So I'm gonna see if we can tie this all together. We were assured that we can still return the couch if it doesn't work for us, even though it was on clearance. I showed you yesterday that Clark was busy at work putting together the couch, and he did it without any problems. Today's project, when we went on vacation, they had a setup that was really cool with these tables with propane tanks built in so that you could just flick a switch and have a fire. We definitely love the wood burning stoves and fireplaces. But there's something very convenient about just pushing a button and having a fire. So Clark is our assembly man here today, and there is the couch over there. The rattan on that is a little bit browner and more wide open, whereas on these chairs it's more condensed and a grayer color. We're gonna go to Lowe's today and get some pillows. See if I can unite the furniture. We'll see if we can figure this out. Just picking up our table. One step closer to having our deck fully furnished. The one thing that we very much knew we wanted was a table that not only could we dine at, but also that Jonathan could come out on nice days and work at, or that the kids and I could be out here doing homeschool at. So this table, be very, very careful with that, Bubba, which Clark is going to open and assemble, just like he did every other piece of furniture out here. It's going to go over in this corner. It is round. It is a weatherproof material very similar to the composite deck itself. So we're really excited to get that set up and see how big it is. Right now we have 4 seats back here, but we think that 6 seats can actually fit here, which would be nice when we have guests over. So we ordered 2 more of these chairs because they're on clearance and we wanted to make sure that they didn't go out of stock. And then if they're too big and they don't fit, we can always return them. Happy day! This is the best weather in the whole world.
Stop getting the eggs.
Wow, Clark. And talk about funny timing. So Clark just finished up assembling the table. We put the chairs around it. So this is what it looks like with 4 chairs. And even though it is tight, I do think that when we have guests over, it would be nice to have the option of 2 extra chairs. Andy and I are gonna work on some homeschool out here. On beautiful days like this is where you're gonna find me from now until forevermore. As soon as we got that set up and brought our stuff out, then our delivery came over there for the 2 new chairs. So now it looks like Clark has some more things to assemble, and then our furnishing out here is pretty much going to be complete. Annie is going to bring her crocheting out here on the deck. She and Clark just got some crocheting hooks and yarn, and they are trying to learn how to crochet. But I wanted to show you what our deck is looking like now that Clark has set everything up for us. How much of this furniture did you put together, Daddy?
0.
Yeah. Usually he's the one who gets tasked with a lot of these assembly sort of things, but Clark handled it all. So over here in the corner by Annie's bump out, we have the table that Clark set up for us today. It is made mostly of recycled materials. I think it's like 70% recycled. The table had a hole here in the middle for us to be able to put an umbrella in. That is gonna be an interesting thing to see because as we've showed you before, being up on the hill here, we get a ton of wind. So it'll be interesting to see if the umbrella can withstand that. We did get a weighted base down there that has sand in it, but we'll just have to see when really strong winds come through how that holds up. Down here at the bottom, we had to jerry rig a little bit because the length of the umbrella is intended for a standard height table, and as you might notice, the table is a little bit elevated. It's considered balcony height or counter height if it would be an indoor table. And so because of that, the pole wasn't quite long enough. So we have it sitting up on some wood right now. we will figure out a more attractive way to get that to the right height. And then come on over here, Jonathan, and model these chairs for everybody. Da-da-da-da. We have two. They are considered conversation chairs. And what makes them conversation chairs? Do you feel inspired to have a conversation?
I do.
All right, so then they're good to go. This is where I like to hang out in the mornings and in the evenings because you can sit your coffee there or whatever you're sipping on. We also have our hummingbird feeder up here. Hummingbirds are super special to our family. That was a gift from Jonathan's dad and Tara when we moved into our house. Our hummingbird, especially our female hummingbird, has been coming non-stop. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I bet she's here 50 times a day. She loves to sit from there, so that's been really cool. And then our last area over here is where we have our propane-fueled fire table and the sectional couch. So this is kind of just another comfy seating area over here where we can have fires. Our eventual plan around the sectional is to put up some wood posts, maybe stain them, something that will match the deck, and put them in modern looking planters with concrete, because then between those posts, if we put them like the four corners around the sectional, we can do two things. They have these pieces of fabric that are kind of like a sail material, and they provide good shade. You might have seen them like at playgrounds or things like that. So my best friend Kelly has one of those at her house that works really well for them. Theirs is a triangle. It's three-sided, but I have seen that you can get four-sided. So I'm thinking we would put one of those here to provide some shade for the couch. And then we can also hang what Jonathan really wants to hang for mood and ambiance.
String lights.
Yeah, we had string lights at our last house and we used them a lot. They are just really fun and add some character and, like I said, some ambiance, so we're hoping to do that as well. That is how we have our deck set up currently. I'm gonna come over here and turn you around and give you a wide shot so that you can see. So here's the view from the corner over by the driveway. We have our sectional seating area, conversation chairs, and our high top table there. There will be steps coming off of here and here, another section of railing going down there, and our siding will be put back in place. But that's where we're at for right now. We already are loving how usable this space is, and we can't wait to show you the finished product in a couple of weeks. Hello there, Whitney from the future. For starters, my setup is cracking me up right now because I am sitting here on a folding chair editing the video for this weekend while watching the chickens. Thankfully, Arlo and Cleo are out here also guard dogging for me. Kiddos are on the trampoline, and Jonathan is on a work call, so I am currently the free range supervisor. But anyway, I just thought that it was really funny timing because putting out this video this weekend, updating you on our furniture, and we were really hoping that we'd be able to dive back into the steps and the finishing touches, getting the siding up and all of that stuff in the next week or so. We've told you that we've been working a lot on the cars. First car went and got inspected and passed no problems, but on our SUV we have been hearing and feeling a shaking and a thumping, even with a full weekend of repairs that Jonathan put in. Today was inspection day, and unfortunately it didn't pass because there is a pretty big repair that needs to be done. And in order for us to not have to pay another inspection fee, we now have to get that done within the next 10 days. Parts are ordered. This is real life, guys. We probably won't be getting back into the deck as we had hoped for a little bit. I was chatting with my mom about it today and feeling a little bit frustrated because it feels like every time I think we are in good shape to jump back into some of these projects, life happens. You all know how that is. It's not all bad things. It's not all car work and stuff like that. It's trying to stay connected with family and friends. It is spending this upcoming weekend in a neighboring county with our friends for what we call Friends Weekend, which is an annual tradition that we have. It's going to the cottage on Labor Day weekend. Those things are what is really important, and thank you, Mom, for that reminder that this kind of stuff, it's gonna happen when it happens. It's gonna get done when it gets done. But as you can see, even from the progress in how usable the space is now that there's just a little bit of furniture up there, even though we're not finished, we haven't crossed that finish line yet. It does what we need it to do for our family right now. I wish that we were finished. I wish that that next video would be coming to you soon, but I'm not gonna make that promise because I don't know when it's gonna come. It'll come when it comes. And in the meantime, we're just so thankful that you're here, and we will see you very soon, even though it won't be a deck video. See the red light? Does that mean we're good? Yeah.
Yeah.
Low profile, yeah.
Hawk.
Yes, that was a hawk. Don't eat my chickens. No, I want it to be down further. Okay. How nice am I? Are you making fun of me in the background?
No.
Just giving me peace signs?
No, I'm doing 1 + 2 = 3.
Oh, okay. And said when he was sitting in the conversation chair. The phrase is the blind leading the blind. This is the weak leading the weak. We need Daddy.
No, we don't.
Oh, okay.
We never need Daddy.
Okay, you stay down here, I'll go up.
Come here. Good boy, thank you. Oh, you're eating cantaloupe. That's disgusting. You're eating the cantaloupe that was in the chicken coop all day? That's really gross, buddy. That's really gross. Who cooks for you? Who cooks for you all? Trivia. What bird says that? Oh. Here.
I knew it.
I don't know if they could see it. We had broccoli pesto for dinner, which was delicious, but our teeth are probably not camera ready. But here, let me show you a couple things.